Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2617 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I'll guide you as we journey along the ancient pathways found in the wisdom of God's Word. Together, we'll be exploring timeless truths to strengthen our faith and provide practical wisdom for everyday life. Today we're diving into Psalm 62. It's a powerful and heartfelt declaration by King David, a psalm that beautifully blends confidence and trust with an honest look at life's uncertainties. In this psalm, David reveals where he places his hope, especially when life's storms threaten and overwhelm him. So let's begin by reading Psalm chapter 62 verses 1 through 12 from the New Living Translation. Listen clearly as we explore David's insight verse by verse. I wait quietly before God, for my victory comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will never be shaken. So many enemies against one man, all of them trying to kill me. To them I am just a broken down wall or a tottering fence. They plan to topple me from a high position. They delight in telling lies about me. They praise me to my face, but they curse me in their hearts. Let all that I am wait quietly before God. For my hope is in Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will not be shaken. My victory and honor comes from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. O my people, trust in Him at all times. Pour out your hearts to Him, for God is our refuge. Common people are as worthless as a puff of wind, and the powerful are not what they appear to be. If you weigh them on the scales, together they are lighter than a breath of air. Don't make your living by extortion or put your hope in stealing. And if your wealth increases, don't make it the center of your life. God has spoken plainly, and I've heard it many times. Power, O God, belongs to you. Unfailing love, O Lord, is yours. Surely you will repay all people according to what they have done. David begins Psalm 62 with verses 1 and 2 in the profound calmness and assurance. I wait quietly before God. My victory comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will never be shaken. David's imagery here is deeply comforting. He speaks of quietly waiting before God, a posture of stillness, rest, and deep trust. Ancient Israelites understood that waiting is not a passive inactivity, but a confident anticipation. Waiting was actively trusting in God's timing and promises, knowing God always acts faithfully in His perfect time. David describes God as his rock, salvation, and fortress. These powerful images represent strength, stability, and protection. For ancient Israelites, a towering rock or fortress symbolizes safety from enemies, a refuge beyond reach. David clearly anchors his security not in military strength, human ingenuity, or personal abilities, but solely in God Himself. Imagine a ship captain on a sea during a fierce storm. Rather than panic, he calmly stands at the helm, quietly confident, trusting that his sturdy vessel will withstand the raging waves. David's trust in God mirrors his calm, steadfast assurance amidst life's storms. Next, David openly acknowledges threats against him in verses 3 and 4. So many enemies against one man. All of them are trying to kill me. To them, I am just a broken down wall or a tottering fence. They plan to topple me from a high position. They delight in telling lies about me. They praise me to my face, but curse me in their hearts. David faced betrayal, deceit, and danger from people close to him. He felt vulnerable, like a broken down wall or a tottering fence. Walls symbolize strength and protection in ancient Israel, so describing himself as the damaged wall indicates David's sense of vulnerability and the relentless pressure from adversaries. Notice David's description of their deceit, openly praising him but secretly cursing him. He's highlighting the destructive nature of hypocrisy. David knows clearly that hidden motives and dishonest flattery are profoundly destructive, threatening trust, relationship, and leadership. Consider a sturdy fence weakened over time by termites, externally appearing strong, yet dangerously unstable. David feels exactly this way, outwardly still holding position, but inwardly pressured and vulnerable. David reaffirms his quiet trust, calling others to the same confidence in verses 5 through 8. Let all that I am wait quietly before God, for my hope is in Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will not be shaken. My victory and honor comes from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemies can reach me. O my people, trust in Him at all times. Pour out your hearts to Him, for God is our refuge. David repeats similar themes: rock, fortress, and refuge. But here it's a passionate personal recommitment. Notice how he instructs himself first. Let all that I am wait quietly. David realizes that true security demands his whole being, being wholly committed and to trusting God alone. Then David turns outward, urging all of Israel, trust in Him at all times, encouraging everyone to openly pour out your heart to God. Pouring out one's heart implies complete transparency, holding back nothing. David knows true refuge comes from bringing everything, our fears, our disappointments, and our dreams to God openly. Imagine seeking shelter from a sudden thunderstorm beneath a sturdy rock formation. Initially, you might hesitate, but once inside, the rock shelters you completely, allowing you to breathe easily. David's invitation mirrors his security, inviting us to pour our hearts freely to our only safe refuge. David contrasts God's reliability with human frailty and misplaced trust in verses 9 and 10. Common people are as worthless as a puff of wind, and the powerful are not what they appear to be. If you weigh them on the scales, together they are lighter than a breath of air. Don't make your living by extortion or put your hope in stealing. If your wealth increases, don't make it the center of your life. Here David vividly portrays humans' temporary, unreliable nature, lighter than a breath. Status, power, and wealth seem significant, but offer no lasting security. David wisely warns against putting confidence in human influence or accumulated riches. For ancient Israelites, scales symbolizes evaluation and judgment. Weighed on God's scales, human strength proves inadequate. David wisely counsels not to rely on unethical means such as extortion or stealing, nor trust in increased wealth as life's foundation. Imagine carefully collecting handfuls of fog, momentarily present but impossible to hold permanently. Wealth and power are similarly elusive and unreliable as life's foundations. David concludes Psalm 62 with verses 11 and 12, affirming God's essential character. God has spoken plainly. I have heard it many times. Power, O God, belongs to you. Unfailing love, O Lord, is yours. Surely you will repay all people according to what they have done. David summarizes two core attributes of God: sovereign power and unfailing love. The Hebrew word once again is chesed. God's character combines absolute strength and deep covenantal compassion. God isn't distant or indifferent. He is intimately involved, faithfully judging with fairness and compassion. David confidently rests, knowing God always rightly repays each person's deed. Ultimately, only God holds ultimate authority, justice, and grace perfectly balanced. Think of a wise and just judge, firm yet compassionate, fairly administering justice while tenderly offering mercy. God perfectly embodies this balance, infinite strength combined with unfailing love. Psalm 62 encourages quiet confidence in God alone, recognizing human limitation, openly facing life's threat, yet continually resting in God's power, justice, and faithful love. Whatever pressures, uncertainties, or disappointments you may face today, confidently pour out your heart before God. Find lasting stability, security, and hope in His sovereign strength and unwavering compassion. Thank you for joining me on today's Wisdom Trek. Until the next time, may God's wisdom guide your steps and may His peace fill your hearts completely. And if you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, and most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.